All right, hello, good evening, and welcome to Sylvan Mist Designs. Tonight, I've got another drafting session here going. This one, obviously, as you can tell, looks a little different. So what I'm actually going to be doing tonight, I have a video that is going to be coming out here relatively soon. I haven't actually gotten everything tidied up for recording and editing yet, but that'll be coming out soon. And what I've done is this line drawing here. Now, obviously, this is not mine. This is something that I just grabbed. And I have taken this and I have transferred it over to canvas. Okay, now the video that I have coming out here soon is going to be on how that actually works, how I actually did that. So, but before I put this down on canvas, I wanted to play around with some colors, and then I'm going to essentially convert this drawing more or less into dot mandala shapes, right? So I'm going to use some basic patterns, some basic design ideas. I may employ a paintbrush. And then, like I said, I'm going to change this from just a line drawing into dot art. Okay, so that's been my goal. This is just kind of the scrap of paper that I had used to do the transfer. And so I'm going to be using my paint right on this. Now this is just printer paper, right? Nothing special about it. And again, this is just my drafting. I call them my drafting sessions. Essentially, this is just going to be practice for me until I get it up on the canvas. Off to my left over here, I've actually just got a pencil and my handy dandy notebook. I'm going to be taking notes as I go through here, just jotting down sizes, and any notes, color changes that I might want to make, things like that. And I can kind of show you that when we're done, sort of what that looks like. I've already gotten some paint laid out. Now keep in mind, I'm going to be doing the practice on just a white piece of paper. This is going to be transferred to a black canvas. So although the colors look light, they are going to really pop on the black. I have here, and actually I'll just show you the decor that I've got. So I've got the gray sky. I'm going to be doing the desert turquoise, the Bahama blue, and then last but not least, the sea blue. I'm going to scoot these out of my way over here. All right, like I said, I've already got these loaded up in my palette. I've got my Happy Dotting Company tools over there. I'll be using this tool for my swooshes as usual. And then I just grabbed one of my fine line brushes as well. Okay. The other thing that I'm going to mention before I get started here is that a lot of the things on this, the more intricate details of the pattern, these lines, for example, and things like this, I'm not going to incorporate those in the final design. However, I will be incorporating, for example, these petal shapes. I've got these heart shapes down here, sort of the tree of life in the center, some of these things. So this is going to be a really what do I want to say? It's going to kind of be just a main layout, right? So I'm not going to get too involved with the details. So I don't want anybody watching to either. Don't get too caught up in any of the details. So to start, let's see. I'm going to start from the middle, per the usual. Okay, that looks like it's about a 2. All right, so I'm going to start with the dark. Okay. So I'm going to make a dot right here. And then I'm going to pull swooshes. To make these like that. And again, this is just a standard piece of printer paper that this was done on. So I know not everything is going to come out perfect. but it's a really nice way to start the sketch. Kind of get my ideas laid down, make any final adjustments. Okay, these are going super smooth. Since I started dotting several years ago, one of the things that I've always wanted to try, just kind of as a little challenge, as I was learning the elements, is trying to convert some of the, well, for lack of better terminology here, I guess, the line art or the coloring book pages that you see, like the mandala coloring pages. For whatever reason, I wanted to try to convert them to dot art, right? So essentially that's kind of what I'm doing now. And I think it's a really fun idea. And so hopefully, if I can get this to come out the way I envision it, it'll be a very good way to show how that can happen. How to use the basic shapes, patterns, designs, elements, just in basic dot art to bring something like this to life. All right. And again, don't mind me, I'm going to be kind of moving over a little bit here every now and again just to jot down what I'm doing. Okay. So I've got that there. I need to fill in this space because I already know what I have planned for these petals. So the next step is I'm going to have to fill in this gap here. So let's see. Okay, that'll work. So I'm going to take a 3. And if you can see kind of what I'm doing here is I'm just measuring the distance between the two petals. Nice. All right, so we're going to need to do maybe another. Let's move up to a 4. Let me see if this is going to fill the gap here. That looks like it will. So let's do an alternating one. So let's put this here. Oops. Again, I know that's really light, and I don't know how well the dots that I'm doing right now are going to show up, but that's perfect. Let me pick that 4 back up. Nope, definitely not large enough. 5. It's almost perfect. I think 6 might be a little too large, so let's split the difference here and do a 5, 5. Make sure that's clean. Okay, I'm going to pick up my tool again. Now for these ones, I know that these are leaves. However, they look like hearts in my brain. So what I'm going to do now, no, I'm thinking about the colors, and the next in logical order would have been the gray, but this is a pretty significant element in the middle, and I don't want it gray. I do want the darker color, so I'm going to skip over the gray. Okay, so here's what we're going to do with that. All right, so I'm going to take and put 2 dots right next to each other. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to take my tool I forgot the surface underneath me has these ridges. My tool just about got stuck in one. Okay. All right. And okay, just going to pull that out. Now, since this is my draft, I'm not going to spend too much time filling this in, or for that matter, doing it even properly, because again, this is just paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take and fill that. Now, what I could potentially do, because it is a rather large area, I could simply use my brush there. You know what? I only grabbed my fine line, but you know what? That's okay too. And instead of using my swoosh tool, there, and just fill that in. That might just be easier. So I'm skipping over the fact that they're quote-unquote leaves. And we're just going to turn them into mandala hearts here. Or just hearts. I guess I can really only call them a mandala heart if I actually use the tools, the mandala tools on this. Which obviously I'm not for this. I'm sure that there's a better way to do this, but let me tell you, I am not a paintbrush artist, right? I don't use brushes. Very often, that is, anyways. But at least to show you could do these with the tools, with these ones. Now, because this is a relatively large element, my other thought was to put something in between here on top of this. So maybe once this dries, I'll go back in and add top dots to it. Maybe a swoosh along one side, you know, something over here, something like that. Maybe add in some dots along the outer edge, sort of like the traditional dot. Walked dots, I should say. Sheesh. If I thought I was going to use my brush for this purpose, I would have grabbed a larger one. But that's why I like my drafting sessions, because if I end up liking the way that this is going to come out when I do it on the canvas, then I will have all of my proper tools out. I feel like my daughter painting over here. Silliness. Okay. All right, so we're going to go with that. And that was a 5.5. I'm still going to write that down. Get my paintbrush wiped off here. There. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to jot that down. All right, I've got that. Now we've got this part. Now this is where I think I want to put in some gray. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that fits. But 1.5, I think. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take a 1.5 first and put a small dot right here at the bottom. We're going to fill in that. And I'm going to use this as what I refer to as a landing dot. More or less just kind of a spacer, right? Because I want a place for my larger dot that I have going on next to sit on without it looking like it's just floating, right? Okay, so now we're in the 5. Okay. And again, I am not, and I did not transfer these lines on these particular petals. Not going to use them, as you can tell. So, might be a little hard to distinguish right now since I have this light gray paint going on it. So sorry about that. Sorry about the visual. But again, this is going on a black canvas, so hopefully it's a little easier to envision. All right. And then again, I just write everything down. What is also nice about writing it down is if at some point I like this enough to continue and do it again, maybe in a different shade or slightly different, I have instructions. A 3 would work, but I don't want a 3. I don't want it that large. I can do a double row. Okay. So I've got a 2. And if anyone has any ideas about maybe alternate colors to use, hey, I'm all ears. I sort of wanted to do something with blue. I haven't really done much lately with blues. And the darker blues, I wasn't really happy with how they were going to look in my mind on the black canvas. So I kind of just steered towards teal. I do have enough room for another. Yep. And a 3 is going to be perfect. Let's do that. The light, I'm going to try to stay with that same pattern of color. It'd probably be better actually to go through and do a gradient of the colors. I'll have to see what this looks like at the end and see if I want to stay with this or if I want to change that up. Okay, so I'm going to go down into the 2.5. These are one things, these little curved petals right here that come in. I've been thinking about this since I originally drew this out on my canvas, and I'm not 100% sure how I wanted to do this, but I think I wanted to do swooshes here. So this is one of the moments where I'm just going to kind of play around with stuff. Looks like a 3 is probably going to work. Okay. I'm looking at the pattern of color. I don't want 2 light colors to bump into each other here at the end. So let's go back into the 3 and the light blue. So if I follow this line down, then I can bring the swoosh in here. Don't know that I like that all that much. Let's try that over here. I'll continue with my idea, but since already I know that it's not something that I'm enjoying a whole bunch. Oh, hey, Diva, how's it going? Yeah, this is definitely different. Something I've kind of always wanted to experiment with. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Let's stick with the 3. If this doesn't work out, what am I going to put here? That's a good one. Maybe the problem is that these aren't big enough. I don't know. And of course, it could just be the the distraction. Ooh, the lines underneath it. Thanks. I appreciate the confidence. We'll make it work. I mean, I'll figure out something. Yeah, not liking that there though. It's just that this petal here is just such an, well, I don't want to say it's an awkward shape, but it's, no, I don't like that at all. Okay, so let's rethink that a second here. Wipe my tools off. What else could we do here? Let's see, because this curves up this way. This kind of looks more like a tail. I could totally, instead of doing the swishes this way and bringing it down, I could do it the other way. I could maybe put one large dot here and then have its tip come out, and then another dot here and just bring it in. How about that? That might work a little better. Let's just flip it. So that would be, that 3 fits there, and I'm going to say probably a 4. Let's go mid with the color. Whoops, wrong end. So we'll keep the tip the same. Okay, and then let's go up to, I think, yep. I mean, better. I think that's better than these. So that was a 3 and a 4. I'll write that down. Hey, thanks. Oh, to craft, I love your name. Perfect. Okay, yep. 3 and 4. Okay. 3 and a 4. What I think I might do as well here is, because I do like this, but in comparison, I think I want smaller dots. So I'm just making a quick note that for both of those walks, that I may want to make them one size smaller. If I make the dots smaller, then you're going to see more of them too, and it'll curve around a little better. So I think I like that. Okay, so just to make 100% sure, I'm going to go in with the 3 and the 4 and do another set here. See how it looks. And I don't have to do the whole thing. Since this is actually just drafting stuff out, I can totally continue to play if I decide that I really don't like this. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. Gonna do one more here because I have 2 sets of designs, right, that I'm going to be playing off of. This little leaf thing here, and then this. So as I go around, I at least want to make sure that I have the design underneath each of those elements. Ooh, yeah, that's definitely not enough. Okay. Now, I do have a nice landing dot here then for this. Do I want to color? I'm thinking I might want to do something like this instead of dots for this here. What I could do, and what I think I'm going to do, let me grab my paintbrush back out. So I'm going to color this one in here. And then once it's dry, I'm going to add a top dot to it. I don't need to be holding on to that. What color? I have kind of wants to lend itself to the light blue. Have to kind of be careful of those edges there. Now for these, okay, I need to get something larger in here. Let's see what fits. 7. I kind of want to stay away from the lighter gray and use it more of an accent color, and then kind of rely on the other 3 more. So here's what I thought about for this one. Is that centered? Yeah, okay. I do not like doing swooshes on paper. They're always atrocious on paper. I feel like I'm going to go through the paper. Okay. There, so that I can fill in that area. It's a 7. This is a 3. Let's try gray. And for me, the outsides of these lines here are really only a guide to keep my walk dots in this instance inside the lines, right? So I kind of know where to put them. I'm not going to be painting in these lines, for example. Okay, so 2.5. I'm making a note on this one because I did the, oops, and I made a mistake on my page here. Hold on. So this is a 3 and those dots are a 2.5. I really want more of a point, so I think I'm going to change that from a 2.5 to a 2. When you have a larger difference in the top dot than the size of the next one over, like a whole dot size down versus just a half, it'll make the petals more pointed rather than rounded. And because of the way that these sit very pointed, I think that'll be a better idea. All right, so there's that then. I don't know that I'm going to do anything with this shape here. I don't really know what to do with it. To be honest, I have no clue. Initially, I wasn't even going to put this particular element here, this little design, onto my canvas because I can't think what to do with it other than, you know, just paint it in. Just make the shape completely one color. I have no idea. At a loss. What I could do instead of this, though, is just do a series of swooshes. So have this still be this point that they all come to and have them come down here. That would probably be good. Let's do that. Now, with that as a 5, I could continue with a 5. Oops. I could go down a 4. Let's see which one we like better. So let's do a 5 on this one. Let's do a 4 here. And then if I follow that, let's do a 3. Yeah, I'm not even going to finish this one. This is much better. So 5, 4, 3. Okay, so I'll do that one there. That has a nice little landing point onto this shape. Which again, I could do a dot here. What if I do, let's see. So this is light into light, and then I have dark. Maybe something like that. Now I like a larger dot and then a smaller, even smaller one on top, so it fills that space better. Okay. So that one, what is that? A 2. Okay. Making my notes. All right. So I like that. What are we going to do up here? This is pretty easy. I'm going to fill that in here just like that. What do you think? One of the things that I could do with this space here is I could paint this one just with the brush and just have this as a solid line here. And then I could do maybe some small dots, or should I keep the rest of this section here really in more of a dot style? Can show you what both looks like. Let me go ahead and put, do I have another one? No, I don't. Okay. Let's see. If I paint this in, let's do the medium. Now this one is different, so I'm just kind of playing around with this one too. Definitely need to do a better job of that, but did I? No, okay. All right, now I was looking at this and it didn't have an outer edge, but it's just these 4 that are like that. Okay. All right, so there's that. Get my brush wiped off there. And then what I was thinking is coming in here with maybe the dark. Now, normally I wouldn't do more than 1 dot, but here I'm doing 2 again, just kind of as, so I can rush it along just a little bit, just for the purpose of sketching it out. The dots are inconsistent when you do that, as you can see, but it'll give me an idea of what it'll look like, and I don't have to spend 20 minutes on this one. Single dipping, everyone. Okay. Yeah, okay, I still like that. And then these dots were original in there. So I did want to keep that. My idea from the beginning has been, once everything is dried, I always like to put some sort of a metallic over the top. And I had already had this white pearl in mind, or maybe even gold. And so these little dots that come in here, that's probably what I'll do with this instead of having this color here. Yep, I think I'm good with that. I think I like that. And then I can just leave the outside, I think. So for this one, definitely. For this one, it's a little bit different because it's got this one on it and it's throwing me off. But it's going to be exactly the same, isn't it? I love these little micro dots, and I might even go to a 1 instead of a 1.5 on this. Just because I hate myself, you know. Because it's really going to be a pain. It's going to take a lot of time to do the individual dots there, but I like the look. I think it'll be worth it. Okay, let's see. All right, what was that, a 1.5? And I'm just writing stuff down. Okay. Ironically enough, I do have an oval tool, so I don't necessarily have to draw these, but it's not that large. It's not large enough to do that. But the diamond shapes are not hard at all. Okay. See, now that I'm getting it to take shape and I kind of have a good idea of what I'm going to be doing for a lot of these, now I'm like, oh, I kind of regret not filling in the rest, so I can kind of continue this all the way around. Because you do still want to see kind of what the end product is going to look like, if you do want to make any adjustments to it still. These ones are kind of fun anyways. Just throw those in there. Okay. What is that, a 2.5? And this is what I'm going to do with these. I'm just going to use the 1.5 and bring in the swooshes. I've kind of drawn over this, if you can't tell. And they do kind of have, in the original pattern here, the head of the little shape is a little wider than the bottom. So these lend themselves perfectly to these little swooshes. I'm really rushing these along, but I think those will look nice. Oops. So I have all these little ones up here. Again, a lot of which I think I'm going to be doing just with the accent color and not the blues. But I don't think I'm going to use the accent color. I don't think I'm going to put that in my palette to do the draft. It's only going to be either silver or white, so it's not like it's going to be a mistake, right? Like I'm going to put it on my palette at the last minute and figure out that I hate it. The silver and the white are, you know, pretty much foolproof. Okay, just throw these on here. Okay, all right. That's a little bit of a dilemma there. I could, instead of with it having this little dip here, comes down and in and then down. I may just ignore that and then do another standard block dot along there. My only hesitation to that is on these ones here. I might not do anything with these because I like the way these kind of hang out here without anything surrounding them, and I might just skip this altogether on these four. If I do another set of block dots here, let's do that. Let's see. I kind of want to get a good range of size. So that's a 3-5 and then a 4-5. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Hey, have a good night. Absolutely. Enjoy your night. All right, and then I'm going to take the 1.5. Maybe. I don't know if I like that or not, but that's okay. So far, not too bad, pretty easy. Okay. These, like I said, are not going to be a problem because I'm just going to take one of these tools, probably a larger, and then just pull these through. And then I can do the dots as well. These are, you know, pretty self-explanatory. This, again, I'm going to do with, that's a 5. We're going to keep that theme of anything sort of that shape in the darkest teal. Even the drawing on this side, it's kind of a wonky shape. All right. These ones I can also do in the same way, but here I really want to bring some more swooshes in here. So what if we do that? 4 almost. Is 5 going to be too large? So that's a 5, and then how about I drop into a 4? Actually, let's do 2. Ooh, I need a lot more paint. Okay. And I'll just bring that down to this side. Okay. I think that'll work. I could even go just a little shorter with the swoosh if I felt like it, I think. I think that'll frame it okay. So that's a 5 and a 4. Okay. There. And again, I'm taking time kind of to switch back and forth with making notes. Some of these are really, really easy. I don't have to decide what they need to be. They kind of just are that thing. These are already swooshes. Woo, yeah. It's about that time. I can't talk anymore. Okay. All right, so that's what that'll look like. And then I think for the edges here, I think I'm just gonna have to break down and paint those in because, well, I guess I don't have to. Option A is that I use the brush and I paint them in, just like I did here. Those are so sloppy. But anyways, and paint them in. Or I can do a walked dot there. So put a tip here, put a larger dot here, and then follow this line. And then put a new larger dot here and then follow these. Let me do one of each and then that's gonna kind of wrap it up. So let's see. I'm gonna have to do something kind of large. Let's go with a 4. Okay. Then I'm going to use multiple tools. So that's a 4. Let's go down to a 3. And then a 2. I'm going to need to go larger. I'll explain why here in just a second. Okay, so I'm writing down, I'm going to do 1 step larger. Okay. The reason for that is if I do this as a 4, and then this is a 3, and then the rest are 2, see how much space is in between the dots here? That's because my brain is thinking, okay, I want to make sure that the dots extend all the way down to the bottom, and I don't want to have to change tools again, right? So this would be 3, 2, 1, and then we're talking micro dots, right? And then everything is really, really small. And to fix this space issue, I just need to go larger, right? So I'm going to go a whole step up for everything. So this will be a 5, 4, 3, a 2, and that'll finish it up. That'll be much thicker, and the dots will be closer together, and that'll look much, much better. Okay. Or, so option 1, or we could just do option 2. Now, I'm not going to be painting this for a couple of days. Probably be doing this on the weekend. So especially for like this right here, or the color choices, if anybody wants to pop in and let me know your opinion, drop that in comments. That way I can take a look and see if anybody's got anything additional before I actually start doing this. Okay, actually I kind of like the way that it looks painted better. The other thing I could do as well, worst comes to worst there, and it's kind of a toss-up. What I could do is once these are dry, just go ahead and fill it in with small dots so that I have a background color, and then I'll come in and dot that. Let me jot down. Option 1 is dots, and option 2, oops, painted. Okay. All right. So I know it doesn't look like much. It's kind of chicken scratchings, especially if you're going to be looking at this after the fact, like what in the heck is this, right? But no, this is more or less all I need. And let me pull this down again here real quick. I've got this put on my canvas, right? So this is more or less all I'm going to need to transfer it to the canvas once I'm ready to do that. So we know this one's a no-go, right? So paint's dry. And I'm going to take this over this. Okay, all right. And then the other thing that I'll probably do is like on these ones, I'll go ahead and put in top dots. I'll probably put in some top dots here. I might, I did not draw that in, these little swirls, whatever they are here. I didn't draw these in on the canvas, and it's not really necessary, obviously, anyways. But I could, for example, do that in the end. I could come in and just do little swooshes or something. I don't know if I like that, but you know, options. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It's already 11:30 for me here. I'm gonna sit on this one. I'll check back in on the weekend. Like I said, feel free, drop some comments. Let me know what you think about the color combinations, if I should add any other colors. You know, for example, you know, with the dots up here or the painted lines, kind of what you like better. Anything else would be good. All right. If you guys have hung around so far, thank you so much. I certainly do appreciate it. Anybody watching after the fact, if you've made it this far, make sure that you're subscribed, hit the like button. It always helps. And I will see you guys later. I am going to edit and put up a kind of tutorial or a hack on how to do what I was showing you there with the canvas, how to transfer something like this onto canvas. So keep an eye out for that. And then I would say probably in about a week, you'll see this one come to fruition. So thanks again. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Happy painting.